Hi, welcome back to our next letter in Odd Animal a Day. Today we're on to letter F, which in Odd Animal ABCs stands not for fox, as you might expect, but for this guy up here, a Fossa. That's probably not one that you've heard of before. So Fossas are native to Madagascar. You might remember we've had one other animal already that lives in Madagascar, our first letter A for II. These guys are a little bit different. They're a cat-like mammal and are carnivorous. They are closely related to a mongoose. There's another odd animal you might look up. And they have these slender bodies with a really long tail. And these tails enable them to move swiftly through the trees in the rainforest when they're hunting. So grab your blank sheet of paper and a drawing utensil and we'll get started. Today I'm going to turn my paper long ways facing me. And once you're ready, we'll start with the face. So to begin, I'm going to start on the left-hand side of the page, about halfway up from the bottom to give myself plenty of space for his legs. So I'm going to do 2 dots about halfway up the page to the left side. There's one, maybe an inch, inch and a half towards the right side. We'll do another. From here, I'm going to do that C curve around the left eye. Same thing facing in the opposite direction on the right. And then I'm going to do one more here to give him a different expression. We're going to curve over the top of his eye here, almost like it's his eyebrow. And there's his eyes. For his nose, I'm going to make it a little bit more rounded than I have for some of the other animals. So we'll start with a straight line across the top and then curve it underneath. You can add nostrils, a dot here, and one there. Next, I'm going to do 2 short lines coming up just to give his nose a little bit more prominence. And then we'll do his mouth. So it's going to be a curve from this side towards the center of his nose and then to the other side. So here's 1 and 2. We'll finish that by a curve underneath to connect them for his chin. And there's his facial features. His ears, we're going to start over each of his eyes, and they're small and rounded. So we'll do 2 curves. First, one larger curve, and then we'll do one inside of there to give the ears a little bit of depth. Same thing on this right side. Here's the big one, and then one on the inside. A curve to cross over his forehead, connect the ears. And then we'll finish his face with a curve from his corner of his ear here to connect that to the corner of his mouth. So here's on the left side, and then we'll take it over to the right. And then, as I said, they are cat-like animals, so we'll go ahead and give him whiskers. They do have whiskers. I'm going to do 2 on each side. Curved lines coming out each way. So then I did say he has a really long tail. We're going to combine the tail with the body. So it's going to be one big curve starting right here by his ear all the way to the other side of the page, and we'll tuck that underneath on the bottom here. So right here from the start, gentle curve, tuck it under towards the bottom of the page, and we'll come back and complete that long tail in a little while here. Next, I'm going to start with the legs to fill in some of this space in between. For the front legs, I'm going to start with the diagonal line coming out from his body here. So halfway down his body here at a 45-ish degree angle. And then we'll do another one just about parallel to that, about an inch or so space in between. From there, I'm going to do the same thing, but I'm going to give him a little bit longer of a forearm here. So we'll take it at a slightly different angle to connect to that corner. Same thing here, parallel lines. And then we'll do his paws. So I'm going to do 3 curves right here for his toes. So there's 1, connect it to his leg there, 2, and 3. We'll connect that all the way around. There's 1 front paw. And then we'll do the next one. Same idea with the lines. We'll do a straight line out from his body. We'll connect that in a moment. Take another one for the forearm. And then same thing here for his back front leg. There's a curve for his toe. 2, 3, and connect. And then we'll just connect our lines here for his body. For the rest of his chest here, I'm actually going to come down away from his legs and do a little curve there. Then we'll do his back legs, his hind legs. We'll take a straight line at an angle from his hindquarters here. Next, we're going to turn that back in this way for his haunches, so slight bend that way. And then the opposite direction here for his foreleg. 2 diagonal lines. Same thing with the toes. 1, 2, 3, and connect. And then before I do his back leg, I'm going to go ahead and finish his belly here. So from this line that we drew by his front legs, I'm just going to curve that under here so I know where I'm going. Then for his back leg, we don't see all of that, right? So I'm just going to do one line here, pointing towards his back leg that we've already drawn. One out to the middle, and then we'll draw those toes. So there's his back leg. And then finally his tail, right? We've got this long line that we already drew, so we're just going to complete that. And it can come to a little bit of a point, curved over. They do get skinnier as it goes along and a little bit fatter as we come up towards the body. And then connect that with a curve right there. So there's your Fossa. Tomorrow we'll be on to letter G. See you guys then.